Hey everyone, before we dive in, please hit that subscribe button to join my channel and stay updated with more stories like this. I was lounging in my Lincoln Park townhouse, savoring a cup of coffee and scrolling through my phone, when a single text turned my world upside down. In our family's group chat, my parents sent a message that stung like a betrayal. We believe it's time for you to take a step back. My aunt added a thumbs up emoji, and just like that, my family, the ones I devoted my life to, cast me aside as if I were replaceable. I'm S.A., 32, and the unseen mastermind behind our family's financial dynasty. That night, I made a decision that would shake their foundations. Growing up in Evanston, just beyond Chicago's bustle, our family wasn't merely wealthy. We were the architects of other people's fortunes. Our lakeside mansion, with its sprawling grounds and walls adorned with contemporary art, radiated triumph. My father led our firm, a Midwest financial powerhouse founded by my grandfather after his return from the war. My mother, with her radiant smile and famous pecan pie, was the ultimate hostess, sealing multi-million-dollar deals at lavish dinner parties. I, however, was the odd one out. While my cousins chased sports or flirted, I pored over my father's Wall Street Journal, scribbling stock prices with crayons. By age 12, I was crafting algorithms to forecast market trends, stashing my notebooks under my bed like hidden treasures. Numbers spoke to me, but my family saw only a young girl with oversized ambitions. I graduated at the top of my Wharton class, dual majoring in finance and computer science, and returned home expecting a key role. Instead, my father placed me under my cousin Enzo, who'd barely passed his business degree and had only 7 months seniority. "You need to start small, S.A.," he'd say, his voice thick with superiority. Enzo, with his polished suits and hollow charisma, was the family's darling, even though he parroted my ideas with less finesse. For 8 years, I endured the slights. My investment strategies beat the market by 8% each year, numbers that made the industry swoon. But my father would only murmur, "Nice teamwork." Clients clamored to work with me. Yet my uncle would cut off my presentations with, "Let's hear your father's take." My aunt, a board member who never worked in the business, would coo, "Don't confuse us with technical talk, dear." I'd retreat to my townhouse, purchased discreetly under an LLC to shield my success, questioning why I kept fighting for their approval. What they didn't know was that I'd been forging my own path. Since college, I'd poured money into tech startups, quietly acquiring stakes in overlooked companies. While my family relaxed at their lake houses, I met with venture capitalists, building an $18 million portfolio. I'd assembled a small team, bound by NDAs, and created patented algorithms that predicted market shifts with uncanny precision. I drove an unassuming sedan, wore simple blouses, and kept my triumphs private. But deep down, I was seething. Every ignored idea, every stolen credit stoked a fire I didn't know how to release, until that group text sparked it. The next morning, I strode into our firm's sleek Chicago office, my heels echoing on the marble floor, ready for our quarterly meeting. I'd spent weeks perfecting a strategy to lift client returns by 13%, backed by charts and projections to thrill any investor. But as I distributed my reports, Enzo sauntered in late, Starbucks in hand, smirking like he owned the room. "Just wrapped a call with the Larson account," he boasted, though I'd laid all the groundwork. My father glowed with pride. "Clients come first, Enzo. Share the details." For 20 minutes, Enzo mangled my strategy, passing it off as his own while my family nodded as if he'd revolutionized finance. My chest tightened, but I kept my composure, years of practice holding me steady. When my turn came, I barely started my presentation before my uncle interrupted. "This is too complex, I say. Clients want straightforward." My aunt, her pearls gleaming under the lights, chimed in exactly. "All these numbers just cloud things." I pushed back calmly. "Our clients demand sophisticated strategies. I tested this with the Harper account. They're up 15% this quarter." My father frowned. "You didn't run that by me." I reminded him of our talk a month ago, when he brushed me off during a Cubs game on his office TV. He bristled. "That's not our process." Enzo jumped in, recycling a plan I'd pitched last year, and the room lapped it up. "That's the vision we need," my father said, patting Enzo's shoulder. I sat there, my reports untouched, feeling like a stranger at my own table. After the meeting, I tried reasoning with my father alone. This path could cost us, I said, highlighting flaws in Enzo's plan. He barely glanced up from his phone. You're too fixated on data, SA. This business thrives on trust. I wanted to shout that my data built that trust, kept clients loyal, and shielded us from competitors. Instead, I overheard my aunt in the break room as I left. She's too intense. Makes everyone feel small. My uncle grunted, never grasped our way. Back in my office, I closed the door, the weight of it all crashing down. Years of being sidelined, my ideas repackaged by Enzo, my father's patronizing sweetheart ringing in my ears. I wasn't just furious, I was exhausted. Exhausted from proving myself to people who refused to see me. That night, I skipped family dinner. In my townhouse, I stared at my laptop, confirming every asset I'd built was separate from the family's, my patents, contracts, $18 million portfolio. They were mine, untouchable. I wasn't plotting a battle, but I was prepared for one. The next week was a steady drip of disrespect. My father twisted my client pitch to simplify it, garbling my words. Enzo passed off my risk model as his in a training session. Then, on Tuesday, I arrived to find a major client meeting had started without me. Through the glass, I saw my father and Enzo using my slides, my clients nodding as Enzo took credit. Later, I learned I'd been excluded from the invite list for a family retreat at my uncle's Michigan lake house. It wasn't a mistake, it was a signal. By Friday, I'd reached my limit. In my home office, with the Chicago skyline glowing outside, I replayed every dismissal. The late nights perfecting strategies, the clients who thanked me personally, the profits I'd driven, all invisible to them. I whispered, enough. Then my phone buzzed with the group text that changed everything. After discussion, we feel SA should step back from client management. We appreciate her work, but clients prefer our classic approach. My father sent it. My uncle replied, agreed. My aunt gave a thumbs up. Enzo wrote, I'll take her accounts. Even my mother added, it's for the best. No one consulted me. No one questioned the non-existent client feedback. I'd run those surveys. Staring at the screen, my heart raced, not with fear, but with clarity. After years of bending over backward, this was their gratitude. A group text shoving me out. I waited, letting their follow-up messages stack up, each dripping with smug certainty. Then I replied, I respect your choice. I'll also step away from the family fund. Good luck. I hit send, muted my phone, and logged into our fund's banking portal. As a major contributor, $4.5 million of the $13 million total, I had admin access. With a few clicks, I pulled my entire stake, plus $1.8 million in gains tied to my investments. The system flagged the transaction, but I confirmed it, knowing the freeze would hit them hard. I emailed our family attorney, Marcus, documenting my withdrawal per the fund's rules, blind copying myself for proof. Then I emailed my private team, setting a Monday meeting to prepare for what was next. I made tea, sat in my living room, and let the city lights soothe me. Part of me ached. My family was my history, my roots. But a stronger part felt liberated. I was done begging for respect. That night, my phone erupted with notifications. I ignored them, ordered Thai takeout, and watched a movie, relishing the calm. By morning, my phone was chaos. 70 missed calls, 130 texts, 50 group messages. My father's first voicemail was sharp. SA, what's this about the fund? Call me now. His next was desperate. The bank froze everything. This is serious. Call me. I sipped my coffee, listening as the messages grew frantic. My uncle accused me of sabotage. Enzo whined about a deal collapsing. My mother pleaded, honey, let's talk. Only my cousin Lily sent something different. You're incredible. They never deserved you. Coffee soon. I smiled and texted back, definitely. My father's final voicemail, left at dawn, was subdued, almost broken. SA, I don't know what we did, but this hurts everyone. The bank needs your verification to unfreeze the funds. Please call. I didn't. Instead, I texted, I'm honoring your request to step away. My withdrawal follows the fund agreement. The bank will resolve it once verified. I'm available Monday, 9 a.m. at my home office. I sent my address and powered off my phone, my heart pounding with a mix of fear and strength. Sunday night, my security system pinged. My father stood at my doorstep, his suit wrinkled, his face worn. "Sanaa," he said through the intercom, "the Peterson deal collapses tomorrow without those funds. $3 million in profits gone." I opened the door but didn't invite him in. "That's a business issue," I said, my voice firm despite the knot in my gut. "I'll discuss solutions tomorrow, 9 a.m., as planned." He stared, searching for the daughter who always gave in. She was gone. He nodded and left. Monday morning, I transformed my dining room into a boardroom. Documents were stacked neatly, coffee brewed, pastries arranged, a professional stage I'd crafted. At 8:45, my camera showed my father, uncle, aunt, Enzo, and Marcus arriving, their faces a mix of nerves, anger, and, in my aunt's case, forced warmth. I welcomed them in, leading them to the dining room. They glanced around my townhouse, clearly surprised by its subtle elegance, the art I'd collected, the furniture I'd chosen. I stood at the table's head, a spot my father usually claimed, and poured coffee with a calm I barely felt. "Let's address this," I began, cutting off my father's attempt to speak. "I withdrew my $4.5 million from the fund, as is my right. The bank freeze is standard for large transactions and will lift by noon. But we're here for more than that." My uncle erupted. "This is about your ego. You're sinking us over a new role." I met his gaze. "It's about respect. My division generates 62% of profits. My clients rate me highest, yet you sideline me via text. No discussion, no proof." My aunt tried her sugary tone. "We plan to talk at the retreat." "Which I wasn't invited to," I countered. Enzo scoffed. "You're blowing this up over hurt feelings." I turned to him, my voice icy. "I withdrew my money because you showed I'm not valued. That revealed how much you depend on me." My father leaned forward. "This is extreme, S.A. The Peterson deal," I raised a hand. "I'll wire $5 million to the fund today. Enough for Peterson and beyond. But it's a loan at market interest with terms Marcus will draft." The room went silent. "A loan," my father stammered. "To your own family?" "Business, not family," I said. "You taught me that." I clicked a remote, and my TV displayed a logo. Sanaa Pierce Capital. "For 4 years, I've run my own firm," I said, flipping through slides showing 17% returns for $100 million in assets and 7 patents in my name. Their jaws dropped. "I built this on my own time, never touching your clients. But 17 of your clients are tied to me. They can follow me if I leave, taking $250 million in assets." My father stared, speechless. Enzo muttered, "Impossible." Marcus nodded at my contracts. "It's legal." I softened my tone. "I didn't build this to hurt you. I built it because I knew I'd never be enough here. I'm offering the loan to save Peterson, but my future with the firm hinges on respect." My father's eyes held something new. Respect, perhaps regret. The room was quiet, my family wrestling with a truth they'd long ignored. I wasn't just their daughter or niece. I was their equal, maybe more. Marcus drafted the loan agreement, and I signed it, transferring $5 million to save the Peterson deal. My family left my townhouse shaken, their usual. Confidence rattled. I agreed to a 1-month leave from the firm, giving us time to redefine my role or part ways. That month was a whirlwind. I worked with my team, preparing for any outcome, absorbing clients if I left or merging my firm if I stayed. I hiked in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, the crisp air clearing my mind. I dined with friends, laughed more than I had in years, and even went on a few dates. For the first time, I wasn't chasing approval. I was enough. Lily and I met for coffee weekly. She shared her dreams of graphic design, stifled by family pressure to marry. "Your stand inspired me to walk away," she said, her eyes shining. I promised to support her if she took the leap. Marcus sent updates. The Peterson deal closed successfully, and my father was testing my strategies, seeing early successes. Family members reached out through him, probing my plans, but I kept my intentions guarded. The final meeting was at a Chicago restaurant, a round table to level the field. My father spoke first, his tone softer. "We see your value, SA. We propose a new division, Sanaa Pierce Capital, under our firm. You'd be president, with full control over strategies and clients, plus a fair profit share." Marcus distributed folders detailing the plan. A 40% ownership stake, voting rights tied to my fund contributions, and a merit-based succession plan. My mother, present for the first time, squeezed my hand. "We're proud of you," she whispered. I studied the proposal. It met my demands: autonomy, respect, fairness. "What about my firm?" I asked. Marcus explained the merger would protect my patents and client contracts. My uncle, usually stern, admitted, "I was wrong to dismiss your ideas. Your results speak for themselves." My aunt added, "We need your vision to stay ahead." Even Enzo conceded, "Your strategies are top tier." I get it now. Their words felt good, but I wasn't naive. Change wouldn't be easy. After a week of negotiations, I accepted a refined deal. My firm merged into the new division, and I took the helm. I reinvested in the family fund, but with voting power reflecting my $4.5 million stake. The first year was turbulent. My father reverted to old habits. Enzo tried taking credit, and my aunt made snarky comments. But the new structure let me call it out, and they backed off, knowing I could leave. My division thrived, attracting new clients with 18% returns. Lily launched her design firm, and I invested in her, proud to see her soar. One night, working late with my father, he paused over our reports. "Your grandfather always said legacy is about growth, not clinging to the past." I didn't understand until you made me. I smiled. "Growth means letting go of pride." He nodded, and for the first time, I felt like his partner, not just his daughter. This wasn't just about money or power. It was about claiming my worth in a family that tried to dim my shine. If you've ever had to fight to be seen, share your story below. Thank you for watching. Your support means the world. Please like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to know their value is worth fighting for.